The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
A couple of disturbing stories in the news yesterday. One was the worm in the lady's brain.
That was amazing, Nat.
This is an Australian story, so we're not used to this sort of thing happening.
Yeah, so give us the background.
She was having weird symptoms, like she was getting angrier than usual. She was forgetting things, headaches, body aches, fairly general stuff. They did a CT or of a scan of her brain, and it showed that there was something in there. So they went in to get it. So a neurosurgeon,
a parasite, yeah,
got in, and it was alive. It was still alive, and they'd never seen that before. And it was quite long, and it was a worm that is normally found on pythons, and so. It's a parasite that pythons ingest from whatever pythons eat, and then the eggs are pooed out, and so somehow this lady had come in contact with python poo.
She thought it was a python egg, maybe, and
no, they're tiny eggs.
Python poo,
tiny eggs. Yeah,
and the python poo had a parasite in it, like a lungworm that ended in her brain that was still alive.
Correct.
The weird thing about those parasites, you see them a lot. Is this a true story? I've heard this 1,000 times. People have parasites in them sometimes, and you hang a bit of meat out your bum, and they come out to get the meat. Is that real?
Yes.
So you all got the fishing line. So Nat, I have a parasite.
Yes.
You get the fishing line out.
Yep.
With a bit of steak on there. I'd say Scotch fillet would do the trick.
No, I'm not wasting Scotch fillet on a parasite.
Can you cast
seen the price of Scotch fillet these days? Getting a bit of chuck, mate.
Okay, chuck. And a worm is going to come out your bum and go for this meat.
But also the old trick that your mum used to swear by of putting sticky tape on your bum. Yep. Overnight, so that then because the worms get stuck to it when they go to stick their heads out.
Harry, you're doing some research at the moment for us.
Yeah.
Are these real stories?
My search history is out of control over here. There's nothing really.
What have you Googled exactly?
Do you want to know my last search was waving meat in front of rectum to draw out parasite. Not much came up, to be honest.
Really? Well, you're looking for videos, though, aren't you?
You don't want any type of creature making a home in your body or your house or anywhere.
Well said. Well, on top of that, then in other python-related news, there was the story yesterday of that massive python
it's unbelievable.
Slipping out of somebody's sort of roof into a tree, and it was huge. That's Queensland for you. I don't trust that. I can't go to that place.
It actually looked fake. It was that big.
It was so big.
Yeah.
And I know that they do so what happens is they sort of live in the ceiling and then just get bigger because they eat rats and mice and bats and things, and so then they just get bigger and bigger until they either fall through the roof or they exit.
Happens all the time. They fall through the roof all the time.
I don't want to live with that like hanging over my head, literally. Do you know what I mean?
No way in the world.
No. You don't want that.
We want to talk about when animals might have moved in.
Either to your body.
With this parasite.
Yes.
Which is absolutely horrendous into your brain.
Or just maybe into your ceiling or your house.
Yeah, our boss Joel, if we speak to him shortly, he can tell us a story about that.
Another python-related tale.
We've got $300 to spend at the Herdsman Market. Entertain this Father's Day with our state's best produce, all under one roof at the Herdsman Market. That's going to go to someone for giving us a call.
All right, all we want to know is, did an animal move in, whether it got literally under your skin or whether it just decided that your house was the place it wanted to be? Might have moved into the shed, could be anywhere, but you haven't invited it in. It's just moved in of its own accord. Joel, who works with us here at Nova. Hello, Joel.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Now, Joel, we're still scarred by that time that something moved into your mum and dad's kitchen.
Yeah, full context here, they installed a brand new oven into their kitchen.
Yep. And
it sounds a little like Brian and Marlene here, where the oven didn't quite fit. There was like a good 2 to 3 inch gap with the new oven when it went in.
Yeah.
But they just thought, oh, bugger it. We won't get it fixed. We'll just leave it like that. And then one day, Mum sent me this photo, and they live in Darwin in the Northern Territory, so this kind of makes a little bit of sense for them. But there was this gigantic, fat-as python living on top of their oven in their kitchen.
Oh.
And this thing was a monster. And weirdly enough, my mum is scared of her own shadow.
Yeah.
She was not fussed by this at all. She sent me a screenshot and said, how funny is that? We've got Monty the Python, who's normally up on the balcony upstairs. He's moved into the oven. Problem was, the snake catcher couldn't come and get it until he actually saw it. So the python would just disappear up above the oven and wouldn't come out sometimes for days. So he couldn't come and get it for like 3 to 4 weeks.
The python was inside the kitchen for 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would disappear every night, and sometimes it would come out in the morning, and they'd call the snake catcher, and he would come over. It would take him 30 to 40 minutes to get over, and then he would disappear, couldn't get him. So he lived in the house for at least a month, and this thing was huge, Sean.
So were they able to use the oven, Joel?
Well, I had this theory that obviously, well, not rocket surgery, is it? That the oven made it nice and warm and toasty for him so that he would come in at night and maybe just hibernate in there. But anyway, I'm not a snake expert, but
Clearly.
they eventually got it. And they got it out of there.
How did your mum sleep at night?
Perfectly fine. It's very strange. I mean, Darwin people are a bit weird because we have king brown snakes in the backyard all the time. Gigantic spiders live everywhere. And for some reason, they were just perfectly... I mean, it was a non-venomous snake. It was like a python.
Yeah, I know.
A
But
tree
They
python,
could still kill you because they strangle you while you're sleeping.
Well, you know, it gets pretty hot in the tropics. It might actually feel nice having a cold snake.
a cold
around in
snake.
bed.
All right, a
Well
python
said.
in the kitchen for 4 weeks. That's an animal moving in. Thanks, Joel. Ian's in Waikiki. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Great.
Good, Ian.
Ian, what moved in?
Oh, when I was in the Navy, I had a ingrown toenail cut out,
Yeah?
and they bandaged it up, and then during that week, I could feel things moving my toenail, and then when they took the band-aids off, it was just all full of maggots.
Ian.
with the blood.
Ian.
So, how did they... What? A fly got underneath you?
You got a fly blown
What the
to
hell?
A fly must have got underneath there or laid eggs or whatever, but then there was just maggots, heaps of maggots, and I could feel them moving. So when they undone the bandage, there's all these maggots just sitting there,
Stop saying
more or less
maggots.
sucking on the blood.
Ian, have you seen Gladiator?
Hey?
Have you seen the movie Gladiator?
Yeah, I've seen it a few times. Mate.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's what they do to clean the wounds.
They
there.
do,
So
because they
your
will
toe
eat,
must have been
they'll eat
perfect.
dead tissue.
And
yeah.
the funny part was the doctor said, well, it hasn't hurt you because they do. They clean infections. And I said, well, just get them out.
Yeah, what do you just
Yeah.
get a
Yeah.
Mortina go?
Yeah,
What
that's
do you do?
right.
Yeah.
Bit of peepo.
And my nickname for a couple of weeks was FBI, fly and blown Ian. So,
That's a mouthful, and that works.
Fly blown Ian. That's so funny. Oh, thank you,
Maggots in
Ian,
your
for
toe.
that super disturbing image. Thank you. Jenny's in Craigie. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Jenny.
Jenny, what
Morning.
moved in?
Morning. It's actually my son. He had a scorpion move into the back of his ear. It was wrapped around his ear.
A scorpion, Jenny.
A little scorpion, yeah. He'd been camping with his mates in the bush up at the back of Craigie dump area up there, actually the water sewage area. Anyway, he'd been with his mates on the weekend and he was itchy for a few weeks and he said, my mum, he used to scratch it every time it got itchy. Anyway, he said, Mum, can you have a look? There's something itchy at the back of my ear. Anyway, it was a scorpion wrapped around his ear.
How big was it, Jenny?
Oh, just a tiny one from the bush, yeah. Yeah, little ones that
Jenny,
they have out.
can we go back to the part where your son went camping at a water sewage treatment plant?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah. The little kids up there, and when they were about 12 and 13, used to just go and camp with their swags overnight in the water sewage.
These days,
It
the
was
parents
the
would be
bush.
locked up
It was-
if you let your 12-year-olds do that.
No, that's fine.
That is
bit of
fine.
bush.
Yeah,
Close-
absolutely
bit
fine,
of bush,
Jenny.
bit of bush 10 minutes from home, that's fine.
These swags, that's so great. The great outdoors.
Oh, Jenny got a quiet night at home. It was brilliant. Thanks, Jenny. Kate's in Kalamunda. Hello.
Hi.
All right,
Okay.
Kate. What moved in?
So my mum's a nurse, and about 5 years ago when we were living up north, they had a tourist come in that had been camping around the Cape near Exmouth.
Yep.
And she had a big blister on her cheek that she thought like must have been bitten by something.
Yes.
And when they were examining it, it was moving, and so they've gone to pop it, and they've had like hundreds of baby spiders run out of it. And they've had to get like the nurses and doctors to like try and block her nose and ears while all these
Yeah, so they didn't
spiders
crawl in.
Oh, absolutely disgusting.
That's what we think is going to happen to your arm, Sean.
Yeah, we do, actually.
Because I
We
thought it
keep
was just
hearing
an
these
urban
stories.
myth, but it does actually happen, does it? It
Yeah,
must do.
yeah. So she'd been camping and obviously been like maybe had a little
Yeah.
wound and yeah. She said it was absolutely horrible. Like there was just spiders all through the roof.
Why does a spider bite you and then impregnate you with eggs and stuff?
Well, because they want there to be more spiders in the world, don't they?
Like, I guess I'd do that. Righto, Nat, that was pretty good.
It is, isn't it? I'm just trying to Google if it's possible.
Okay. By the way, while you're doing that, we've still got one more.
Oh, one
Tracy.
more. Tracy's in Sorrento. Hello.
Hi, how you going,
Good,
Nat?
Trace.
Trace. Now, did an animal move in? What happened?
Animal moved into my husband. We'd actually been camping. We bought a property at Dongra, and he was like doing his crocodile impersonations at the time, and
Yes.
so we had a nice camping night out, and invited to pretty much the hillbillies' place for next door for a barbie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Halfway through that barbecue, he discovered when he went to the toilet that he had a bit of a problem with he had a tick in his willy.
Oh.
Made for a pretty adventurous afternoon because we were all drinking port out of nitty glasses.
Yes.
But needless to say, some of the remedies included metho, hot matches, heated up tweezers, and so forth.
I know that the burning thing is I did read about that, Tracy. And one thing, if you don't get the tick's body, it leaves its head in your body. So it's
very
head
important.
in the penis.
That's the same penis again,
I
Sean.
needed to say.
Yeah, good work. So, needless to say, it still stayed there. It was a pretty adventurous afternoon, but, yeah, it involved a pretty funny trip to the doctors after the camping holiday, that's for sure.
And what do they get? And they just, cut it out?
Oh, I think they gave him antibiotics and, then kind of gave him a bit of anaesthetic and got the rest of it out.
Yeah. You need tweezers
I was
to get the
just
head out, and often
laughing
you have
so
to
much at
twist.
the time.
Yeah, because you were drinking heavily, weren't you? Which is the only way to deal with camping, I would suggest. That's what I'm taking away from all of these stories is don't go camping. You know what I mean?
Camping's fun.
5-star hotels for Nat. Sean's going to pick a winner out of that, Sean.
No, they're all great, actually. Enjoyed all of them. Actually, I'm going to go to Jenny, whose son had the scorpion behind her ear because he was camping, which seems to be the thing here now.
Yes, camping, but 12-year-old kids just camping out the back of the Craigie water treatment plant, which is hilarious.
That is great. We've got the $300 spent at the Herdsman Market. Entertain this Father's Day with our state's best produce, all under one roof at the Herdsman Market.
That's all yours.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hang on, quick update.
Harry,
press the button.
what's the update?
The button. Press the button.
Oh, look at that one.
I teed it up with Harry beforehand, as you can tell.
didn't know.
Hang on, quick update.
Yes.
How is the spider bite? Because that's what we think it is.
But I kept forgetting to take antihistamines, which everyone told me you need to do. So as soon as I walked in the door at home, the missus said, "Oh, make sure you just take an antihistamine." So I went, "Yeah, sure," and I didn't do that. And now I woke up this morning and everything was fine yesterday because I forgot about it, and now I'm itching it again. So I need a antihistamine.
So we're right back where we were yesterday. So
that
the
surprise
swelling
you at
appears. Oh no, it's still a bit swollen, isn't it? It's gone down a bit. It's not quite as angry, but
No.
it's now more evident where the bite. Like you can see
Yeah, it
clearly
is,
where
isn't
the
it?
bite was. Yeah,
I do feel like,
lot
they
of
talk
people-
about all those spiders coming out of your skin. I was waiting for that to happen.
a lot of people on their socials were like, "Oh, I hope it's not a white tail spider because that's one that rots your flesh." Are you concerned about that at all?
Yeah, I've got to put more thought into it, yes. But I'm one of those people who leaves everything and just goes,
You're fine as long as you don't think about it.
Yep.
Is that what you're saying? All right, no worries.
I wish you could say what you were just talking about. People, I know we've got a lot of listeners out there, but we'd have a lot more.
It was medical. I'm just saying it was medical. It was a medical conversation.
Actually, we'll tell everyone, we're talking about injections.
Yes,
That's what
we
we're
were.
talking
We
about.
were. We were. Because
And one's in nasty
Sean's having
areas.
an injection today, and he was talking to me about when he had it for osteitis pubis.
Yeah.
Which is in a delicate area.
Yeah, it's just above your penis.
Your pepitas. Just above your pepitas.
And they put a local in, first of all, so you're watching somebody do that into you, and then the next one is a laser-guided one, which you've had too, Nat.
Yes, I've had
and it's a big
CT-guided,
sucker.
but yes.
Because to get through your pelvis and to get through the cartilage, it has to be a long thing. And, can I just... Sorry, we weren't going to get into this. Has to be a long prong? Yeah, it's a long prong. So anyway, then the next one came in, which was this big long one, and it was just watching it happen in front of you, just above your penis, isn't much fun, right? And
I've never enjoyed it.
And the pushing down of it all. So that took place, and then I walked out of there because I previously spoke to my doctor and I'd seen a surgeon. And anyway, I had this done, and I walked out of there and I rang the doctor and said, just had this done. He said, well, I've just spoken to the surgeon. He wants to see you tomorrow. You're having the operation.
So you didn't need it?
So I didn't need it. I was furious. Oh, my God. You put me through this mental torment.
Doctors are hilarious, aren't they?
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Hey, we've been discussing this a little bit this morning. So I'm having this procedure done into my neck later on today. But I haven't filled out the forms that you're supposed to do enter the hospital, because it's an online thing. They said, Shaun, take these with you. Jump online, just fill it out before you come in. Well, I haven't done it. It's homework. So I'm going to do it. Well,
Are you?
Well, I hope so. Unless someone else wants to do it for me.
And also, what other instructions did they give you?
Don't eat after 6 this morning.
And are you abiding by that?
No, we're having breakfast. I've just ordered something.
Yeah, because Amy was just on the phone ordering you breakfast.
Yeah, so if anyone really knows if that's real, because I'm pushing the boundaries.
Anaesthetists. It's not easy for a girl with a lisp to say. If there is an issue with eating before you're having a general anaesthetic?
Yeah, I guess so. They knock me out.
I mean, because my theory is if you were in a car accident after breakfast, they're not going to go, well, wait to save your life, or wait a little while. So
Brilliant.
I mean, I guess in a perfect world... Like, I couldn't eat when I had my gastric sleeve, but that makes sense because they're operating on my stomach.
Yeah, sure. So my thing was that, as long as I haven't eaten, I don't know.
A lot?
Yeah. or really close. I think it's going to happen after lunch. Are you going to have lunch? How far can I push it? The water thing was an issue too. I can't remember what time she said as well. She said a time for water, but I've been drinking water this morning, so I don't know. I'm just going to go with it as far as... If anyone's got any answers, please let me know.
Okay. If you're an anaesthetist, first of all, why are you listening to us? You're way too smart. Second of all, can you answer any of Shaun's questions? Like, will he die if he drinks water and or protein shake and has mushrooms on toast for breakfast ahead of his medical procedure today? What could go wrong? Jess is in Byford. Hi, Jess.
Hi.
Morning, Jess.
What are your qualifications, Jess? How can you help Shaun?
I'm an anaesthetic nurse,
okay.
I work with the anaesthetist when you go to sleep for an operation.
Okay, so Shaun is concerned. Well, he's not concerned. He thinks it doesn't matter.
Should I be concerned?
When he told to fast from 6 a.m.
That's very naughty, Shaun.
Okay.
You have to fast. You're more likely, when you're having an anaesthetic or sedation, you're more likely to regurgitate if you've got a full stomach, and we don't want you to aspirate the food into your lungs.
Oh, that's the issue.
How many hours, Jess, are you supposed to do that for?
It depends on the type of anaesthetic, and it depends on the anaesthetist's preference, but roughly probably 6 hours would be safe. And then they'll give you a different guideline for drinking fluids, but only water and clear fluids. So coffee with milk is a food.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Okay.
So he doesn't drink coffee with milk.
I'm just a water drinker anyway, so that's cool. But okay, I'm in after lunch. So if you do the math, 6 to 12, 6 to 1, I'm around the mark.
You could risk it, but they might push your procedure back a bit too if they're not happy with the time frame.
What happens if I
he's going to lie. He's going to lie, Jess. How do they feel about people lying to them?
Pretty used to that, but
so 6 hours
for your own safety. I think 6 hours would be safe, but go by what your anaesthetist has told you.
Oh, he's not doing that. He's already decided. So, because the anaesthetist said 6.
Yeah, Sam, you're going to get the break. Can you go now? Maybe half an hour now.
Thank you for your insights, Jess.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
okay, bye.
We've got smart people listening to us.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.